You know, Chance is one of those characters that really cater to a certain type of person. In Forsaken, there are three main archetypes that characters will fall under. Either A, support characters that play to help to keep your team alive. B, survivalists whose main goal is to live as long as possible while completing tasks. Or C, Chance is a character that falls under the latter. But let's start off with his abilities. Chance's passive ability is Unpredictable Fate. Unpredictable Fate causes a Chance to spawn in with a max HP stat that has a random value of 70 to 90. But he can have a max HP pool of 60 to 120, giving him one of the highest HP stats in the game. Chance's Q ability is his Coin Toss, and it is the fundamental of his kit. When pressing Q, you flip a coin and you either land on heads, which is a win, or tails, which is a loss. Landing on tails will grant you with weakness 1 for 15 seconds, and after every loss, it stacks and the timer resets. There is no limit to how far it can stack, and there's even an achievement for getting 50 weakness stacks in one match. Landing heads will grant you a single charge for both your E or R abilities, and landing 3 heads will grant you 1 charge of... Affix is Chance's saving grace. In simple terms, upon activating the ability, all weakness stacks that are inflicted onto you using coin flip are reverted back to weakness 1. It will also remove any present weakness debuffs, and will also repair Chance's gun if it happens to explode. One shot is Chance's E ability and the primary use of his kit. After landing at least one head, Chance pulls out an unreliable flintlock, and after a lineup of 1 second, pulls the trigger. However, with most gambles, there's a catch. The flintlock has a 25% chance to either blow up or not work at all, meaning it has a 50% chance to shoot a ranged projectile, stunning any killer that gets shot at within 90 studs for 1 to 4 seconds. The shot literally becomes less effective depending on how far away Chance is from the killer. But for every additional charge one shot has, the chance of a successful shot increases by 20%, and the chance of all other outcomes decrease by 10%. This starts the ability off with 0 charges, and has a cap of 3 charges. Reroll is Chance's R ability. Chance rerolls the value of his max health, which would become a value between 60 and 120. The health stat, after rerolled, will increase 3% for every charge this ability has. This ability starts off with 0 charges and has a cap of 3 charges. Using this ability removes the charges from all other abilities, and this does not heal if the current health is less than the max health. So now that we know how Chance works, how can we play them effectively? It's probably what you're asking, and I'm going to tell you to shut your bitch ass up and wait, because I will get there in a sec. Your first objective as Chance should be to get your HP as high as possible. Try going for 100 to 110 HP. Once you have a high HP pool, do everything you can to keep your support players alive. Elliot, Dusk, Builderman, the support classes. But even then, with max health, make sure you have no weakness or shit like this will happen. Don't touch me, I'll come. Oh, my health!
How much damage does that do?
3/4 of my health. Oh, and I'm dead. No matter how much health you have, at 9 weakness, you're still getting half your health deleted in a single hit. Make sure if you have anything higher than 3 weakness, go for a hat fix, and then at least 2 charges in your gun. It'll make sure you have a much higher chance to hit than 1 charge, but you don't need to stack up a bunch of weakness. Even though Chance has a long range stun, the stun length is based on distance, so make sure you get close enough to deal max stun, but not enough to get hit. Around 25 studs I found is like the max you can max out without having to get hit, but also being able to do a good amount of stun. It's like a 3.5 second stun or something like that. But if push comes to shove and you have weakness but 3 charges, just go for the shot anyways, because it's always gonna hit. Unless it does that bullshit, dude! All in all, Chance's kit is completely luck-based. And it has this effect which I like to call the gambler's fever. If you're winning, it's great. And if you're losing, it's miserable. Because every single time you think you're going to win something, Lady Luck just isn't on your side, and there's nothing you can do about it. You should have been luckier, man. Get luckier. Out of all the stunners, Chance is probably your worst pick for him. Just because all of his kit is so much luck-based and not a lot skill-based. You're better off going with somebody like Guest or Shedletsky. where you have, in those options, you have an option to heal yourself if you get in a pinch. And Guest is just purely the best stunner in the entire game because he can stack up a bunch of punch charges and just absolutely mollywop the killer. So if you're trying to play stunner, I really wouldn't recommend Chance as your first time. But I do have to admit, it is probably most fun you can have is gambling and winning. But gambling and losing is probably the least amount of fun you can have on Forsaken. So, all in all, it just depends on your opinion on whatever classes you enjoy. Play support if you want. See if I care. I just play what you want. Hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. If you want anybody else on the Forsaken team, or hell, even in any of the games, just leave it in the comments below. I'll probably do it. I read all your comments. I don't just sit there and not respond or anything. So, if you want to see more Forsaken, if you want to see JJS, just leave it in the comments and I'll do it.